Oh my god. Spotify Wrapped. Big day for annoying people, people who know how to use Photoshop. So I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you know what Spotify Wrapped is. Spotify, it feels like they just went all out this year. They posted it on like all social media. They got like billboards and it's on Times Square and all these celebrities are getting in on it. They knew it's their biggest feature and they just went crazy, and so I felt like it was something to talk about. And I feel like we always just pay attention to that one final slide that everyone shares on Instagram. They make memes out of it and stuff, but that is just such a small part of it now. Now you got the vibes, you got the artists getting in on it. There's just like so many things. Oh my god. This is kind of like a review and like my thoughts, and near the end of the video I want to talk about the way we view our own consumption of media and art and how it's kind of flawed. And I just want to say from the get-go, sorry there's a Jesus halo behind me. Okay, wait, no, not that. I am not the type of person who dictates their listening based on what Spotify Wrapped will look like. Believe it or not, there are people that do that. I just want to listen to the things I want to listen to, and I find it funny when I stopped paying attention to how obscure and how whatever my music was, the more obscure and whatever my music became.
Nobody cares about your Spotify Wrapped. Actually, nobody cares.
Well, guess what? I do. I care about your Spotify Wrapped. I judge every single one of you motherfuckers every year based on your music taste. If you're posting trash music on Spotify Wrapped Day, I will straight up block and report your account. What if I don't use Spotify? I use Apple Music. Shut the fuck up then. If you're posting your Apple Music on that day, guess what? You're the weird one. You are scaring the hoes. Okay, but on a real note, if you use Apple Music instead of Spotify, totally fine. No one cares that much at the end of the day. We all like music. This video just might not be for you, but there's still something you can take out of it. Everyone is valid and appreciated. Okay, so like the slides presentation is like what Spotify Wrapped is all about. So I want to go through the features they have inside of that, give my thoughts, then I'll talk about the things I think they should add or take away. Then I'll just talk about music and how we consume it. You think it's funny that I put Anthony Fantano in the background? Did you notice that? Yeah, well, fuck you. You're not funny. I love the graphic design they went with this year. Like, remember when they did this for the genres, I think like a year or two ago? That was bad. I'm currently a graphic design major, so I can appreciate that it was a little more abstract than a lot of other big tech companies. And they're keeping that type of graphic design consistent throughout the entire thing outside of just the presentation. Most graphic designers have to make like a little aesthetic goal thing, and they publish that online. You should definitely check it out. I think it's really cool. And they do this every year, but I like that every slide plays a little song. I don't know, it's just like, I like listening to my music. Except if you play an instrument. I know somebody who just got E flat as one of their top songs. That sucks. Hey, and don't worry. I made sure there's not gonna be any hot takes in this video, all right? You just don't gotta worry about any unpopular opinions. First thing they showed was the genres. Yeah, fuck the genres, get rid of them. I just don't think there's a right way to do it. It is an impossible task to define and tell people the genres they listen to. I'm sure people appreciate to see like, oh, you got 97 genres listened to this year. However, that also stems from another underlying issue. Genres is like a whole definition I don't have a problem with, of course. It builds a community, it has a culture behind it. Like, have you seen Trolls World Tour? I'm gonna make a whole video about that movie. That shit was awesome. But defining genres perfectly is an impossible task. I can just smell the type of comment section under whatever video that's like, no, that's not punk, that's prog punk, if that's even a thing.
It's not.
If you're somebody who's just interested in what makes a genre, like, you're not the problem, all right? It's interesting. It's so interesting. I don't know, dude. Like, look at mine. What the fuck is POV indie? Isn't that just indie what it was originally? One single song on Spotify can have like 3 genres attached to it. Like, rap music specifically suffers from this. Not only will a song be rap, it'll be alternative rap, hip hop, alternative R&B, Jersey, drill, trap. It's just what makes me personally mad about the way genres are recorded is because this year I really tried to expand my music taste, like I think everyone should. I made so many playlists based on like genres, and I was really trying to listen to more classical, soulful Latino music this year. But because I listen to R&B specifically, no, that's not what it pops up. It pops up with hip hop, alternative hip hop, R&B, alternative R&B. I just don't think there's one good way to do it. Oh wait, hold on. Do not make fun of me. Do you know how vulnerable I am being on the internet right now? I'll most likely be showing my Spotify Wrapped. I do not want to see a single person being like, you kind of got blah 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 taste in music. Show me yours. Like, at least I'm being honest. Can we just give me that? See, it's actually crazy because John Lennon, John Lennon, he actually came back from the grave to beat his wife, and then after he told me that I have the best taste in music. So know your place. Just don't be mean, okay? Can you just not be mean, all right? Next feature they had was the locations. Very creative, I liked the design, but like, give us a top 3 at least. Like, if you're someone who likes to listen to music from all over the world, it'd be cool to see like different continents featured. So the next feature they had was the top 5 songs. Wait, I can't remember my top 5 songs, hold on. Oh God. I can't help that R.I.P. by Cardi sounds like speeding through a school zone. And I know Hey Kids is like a TikTok song, but like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Hey Kids goes crazy when you're thinking about how cripplingly poor you are.
Okay, anyways, about the presentation. Give us a top 10. Everyone would be more happy about that, especially when it's just one slide of songs. And then the next slide was just, hey, we should made you a playlist. Here you go. Fun fact about the playlist, it only orders your top 10 songs. Everything else that's not in your top 10 is just randomly ordered. And sorry, this is just kind of a quick tangent. Before Spotify Wrapped came out, I wanted to see if it was accurate, because what if it wasn't? It is accurate, by the way.
Mostly accurate. There's things like streaming offline that'll screw up the data just a little bit, but that's not enough to be like the modern day Watergate or something.
If you're here because I fucked up and said, hey, Spotify Wrapped might not be accurate, it is, I fucked up. It's a big, long spreadsheet complication. In my opinion, it's not my fault. It's Spotify's fault. But yeah, anyways, what I learned was that more often than not, you have songs or artists that you listen to the exact same amount. So Wrapped probably just had to go, well, fucking this one. I don't know. That leads me to my next thing. Top 5 artists. Yeah, Topaz Jones and Men I Trust were tied when I looked at my actual data, which by the way, you can request that pretty easily. They were tied, so either one of them could be my top 5. I'm not complaining. I love Topaz Jones. Again, about the artists, give us a top 10. And then they did the whole months thing. Yo, you're so close. Instead of showing you your favorite artists from each month, they showed you when your top 5 artists peaked. Oh, come on, dude. I want Spotify to give a year's summary through the months. Like, this was your favorite artist this month or favorite song this month. But yeah, that's just getting ahead of myself. Podcast. I know people that use Spotify primarily for podcasts. This happens every year, but I wish they would give more love to the podcasts. Wait, hold on. I want to double check what my top 5 were. Oh yeah, TMG, of course. Oh wait. Sorry, quick tangent. I just remembered a funny story. So yeah, I listened to like Tiny Meat Gang and Stretch and Fade like primarily. And one of the first comments I ever got was someone saying, you kind of remind me of the type of person Cody and Noel would make fun of. I think about that shit every single day. Anyways, we were talking about podcasts. What I think they do for how they order your podcasts is how much time you listen to that podcast. I don't think it should be like that. The reason why I say that is because every year I binge John Green's Anthropocene Reviewed, just like all the way through. I love John Green. I've read almost all of his books. My comments have even pointed out that I'm like copying the format, which I am. But yeah, his podcasts are only like 20 minutes, which just won't compete compared to like 2-hour podcasts. So yeah, I think it should be the same thing as the way they record your listening history for songs. Because for songs, if you listen to 30 seconds, it counts as a listen. I think it should be if you listen to the first 10 minutes of a podcast, it counts as a listen. Kind of upset that Art Lust didn't get on there. I love this lady. She's my favorite. Okay, and then finally they showed the vibes. Usually, I could care fucking less about the vibes. Like last year, they had like your aura or something, and Spotify will be like, you listen to primarily sad music. Okay, fuck off, Spotify. But this year, what your vibes thing was based on your listening habits. They should keep that every year. Like telling you the way you specifically consume music. So, I like it. Okay, and then finally, the last thing they want you to show on your Instagram story. Yo, fix this shit. You know how boring this looks? The graphic design was going so good up until this point. It's all just one plain color. And they just have this giant fucking artist picture that takes up almost all this space and pretty boring text. Make it look like this, kind of, you know? I would appreciate if they showed that faces and album covers. I don't know, I just think it could look a lot better. Also, disclaimer, if you're wondering why the format of this sucks, it's because I recorded this the day Spotify Wrapped came out, and I was editing this, I was taking my damn time, and then I was like, yo, this is kind of ass. The reason why it looks like this though, is because I'm recording this on December 26th, and I rent my mic and camera because I'm poor, and they're closed all week, and I need to get this video out before the new year. Like, look at my setup. Look. I am not doing okay. So yeah, I'm just intentionally ruining my sleep schedule. Now we will move on. God, look how fucking tired I am. Jesus Christ. Next, we will be talking about the features outside of Spotify. Nah, I don't want to use those. Now we'll be talking about the other things that are included in Spotify Wrapped. And now they're promoting live music, merch. I'm always an advocate for that. And now they're like doing this top 40 thing of 2023 for everybody. I don't know if they had that last year. I don't think they did. There's so many little goodies. There's just too much to cover in one video. But something I do want to talk about is the artist messages. They are just so cute, man. Like seeing group therapies thank you message, I'm like, aw, like we're just like that now. But at the same time, it kind of fucked me up. Like when I was scrolling through the different artist messages, I almost shit my pants. I would get to a few and I would be like, you've been British this whole time? Ew. What? No, dude. But yeah, with Spotify this year, it felt like this big community thing, which is a big reason why I wish they featured a lot more underground artists. Which leads me to my next big part of this video. Things I wish they added or brought back or did different. I remember when they had like this obscure artist category thingy, or I know for sure they had this feature of like you listened to it before it was popular. Like you listened to it when it had 50,000 streams and now it's at like 1 million. Bring that back. Or something else they should add, they should have like an obscurity rate or like a diversity rate. They have that for Obscurify. It seems like a pretty easy thing to add. And not to suck my own dick, but on Obscurify, got like 92% or something, so I'm better than all of you. Something else I want them to include in the presentation is showing people their most listened to album this year. And some might say, well, most people just don't listen to albums or listen to albums all the way through. True, but bear with me here. Imagine you're somebody who just doesn't like to listen to albums. Wouldn't it be cool if Spotify was like, hey, a lot of songs you listen to come from this album, so this is your most liked album this year, technically. I feel like that would just encourage more people to listen to albums, which is good for everybody involved. Listen. There are just so many things Spotify could add. Like, I wish they could give a summary of months or something like that. Or something I wish they added is your most skipped song, because part of the reason why I messed up, I didn't know they record every single millisecond you listen to a song.
Like, what do I look like, NASA?
It just felt like they didn't do a whole lot this year, you know? So in the meantime, let's look at other stats websites I think other people should check out and look at. And a lot of these things have features or UI tools that Spotify should just plop into the Wrapped. So the first stats website that I'm pretty sure everyone knows about, Stats for Spotify. It shows your favorite genres, artists, music, but only for 4 weeks, 6 months, or all time. Never a year's worth of history. And the reason why they do that is because Spotify owns a monopoly on your year's data. You'll want to keep that for Spotify Wrapped. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to check if Spotify Wrapped was even accurate. Because I'm like, that's kind of dumb. Because what if it's not accurate? There's not much to say about this website. It's good, but these other ones are cooler, okay? So the next one is Obscurify. Obscurify is really cool. It of course gives you like a percentage of how obscure your music taste is. And it gives your most obscure artists, your tracks, which is like, it knows that. Why won't it show it in your Spotify Wrapped? And just your moods and how different they are from other people. They'll give a recommendation playlist of things you haven't heard before. It's cool. I like it. There's so many things. So the next one is Stats FM. Stats FM is more social media-esque. Its UI is super cool. Something that they do that I love is show you your top genres and the artists that are within that genre. And it just gives me these artists that never show up in my Spotify Wrapped, but they're there nonetheless because it's just a genre I don't listen to as much. And they have this weird premium feature, and I heard that you're able to find friends based on their music taste, which I also heard Spotify might implement. Could just be a rumor though. So the next one's Moodify. Not so much a stats website, but more of a playlist maker. I just wanted to show this because you can personalize a playlist based on acousticness, instrumentalness, tempo, danceability, energy, mood, and based on those 6 different things, it gives you stats on how different it is on your last 3 songs compared to your last 15 songs. That's cool. The fact that it has access to all of this just opens up a whole new possibility for what Spotify could give you. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but there's 2 people in the hallway right now, and I think they're breaking up. Love to see it. Finally, last but not least, Discover Quickly. They got the coolest UI that I wish they would add to desktop for Spotify. What makes this website so unique is that if you just hover over something, it'll play it. Like, I don't know, here's one. Like, it gives your top artists, but like you can hover over it and like listen to them, and like I just really like it. And you can do it for playlists. It also gives like the top 50 charts thing for each genre. It's just cool. I like listening to my own music. Oh my god, I almost forgot. How bad is your streaming music? It's just an AI that'll just basically tell you your music taste sucks. I think it's funny. One of the first things you see when you open up the site is Anthony Fantano's face. And I just think that's really funny. Those are just the ones I use mostly. There's also like Receiptify, Festify, Icebergify, the pie chart one, the DNA one. But those are just fancy Instagram-y ways of presenting stats for Spotify. Didn't really feel the need to talk about them. None of it matters. That's a joke, but not really. So the goal for Spotify Wrapped is to show a year's worth of listening and summarize it, which just like the genres is an impossible task. For example, if you listen to music pretty consistently throughout the year, but you discovered an artist like in August, that shit is never gonna show up. You know how at the beginning of the video, I was joking, nobody cares about your Spotify Wrapped? Kind of true. Okay, but people care like in the way that you like to see what other people are listening to, but I think people are just putting way too much pressure on themselves. Like, don't let Spotify Wrapped dictate the way you listen to music. What everybody wants Spotify to do for you is to just show your favorite songs, but it can't do that. I think that stems from a much bigger issue, which is the way we view our own consumption of music and of art. I love Megamind. I think I have watched the movie Megamind like 20 times in my lifetime. But I also love La La Land. But I've only seen La La Land maybe like 3 or 4 times. Because if you've seen that movie, it is a very emotionally taxing movie. Relating that to music, one of the songs this year that like shit changed my life is this one song. I don't know how to pronounce it. You can't blame me. This just looks like scribbles to me, okay? This shit got me on my knees. It got me thinking about love and death, and it's just so good. But I am almost confident it did not crack my top 20. However, music like Wesley's Theory or R.I.P. by Kari is just much easier to listen to. I think we should start viewing the way we listen to music the same way we view the way we watch movies. And I think the reason why, me included, we blame ourselves for like, ugh, how did that end up in my top 5? No. Is because we view music more as a recreational activity than it is an art. And it can be both. The same way music is, the same way art is, but Spotify Wrapped just cannot give you your favorite. So something, I'm not standing up. Something I wish people would do more often, say like at the end of the year or something, they just go, hey, these are my favorite artists of the year. These are my favorite albums of the year, my favorite songs of the year. I love it when people do that. I like looking at other people's music tastes. I'll do this. I'll probably just put a personalized playlist, you know, that sounds so cringe, in the description. I ordered it and everything. No, I didn't. That's a lie. Wouldn't it be cool if Spotify implemented a feature to help you like make a ranking playlist? Kind of like Letterboxd does. The songs I put in my playlist, I know there's gonna be somebody like, oh, you're just trying too hard to like have different songs and different genres in there. It's because that's the shit I listen to. I think everyone should just try to expand their music taste. So I just put as many different types of artists I could in there. And of course, a lot of them didn't come out this year. There are a lot of songs in there that I've gained a new appreciation appreciation for. Everyone's music taste is appreciated and valid, unless you listen to AJR. Fuck you.